how to heal the anxious preoccupied attachment style. You might have researched this topic on the internet, and there are so many ways in which you can heal, and you might feel very overwhelmed with all of those different options and not know what to do. Or perhaps you are new to this topic and you want baby steps, things that you can take from this video and immediately action in your life and see results. And this is exactly what I want you to do. It can be very confusing, and this topic can be super big, which is also exciting because you can get to know yourself and also the people in your life. However, we want to just simmer this down to like just baby steps that you can action in your life and immediately get the results you want. So I'm going to make a series of videos for the anxious preoccupied attachment style with these baby steps, as well as for all the other attachment styles, so that you can shift from surviving to thriving and find a life of love, safety, and freedom. In order to heal the anxious preoccupied attachment style, we have to first understand what created this attachment style. And the definition of the parenting style that created this attachment style is inconsistent need fulfillment. That means that your need for love, for connection, for safety, for trust were met inconsistently. Which means that you went to your parents and sometimes you got a favorable response, they met your needs, and at others they didn't, they were not there. And this creates inconsistency in our mind, and it feels like it creates a obsession and clinging. So in order for us to heal this attachment style, let's start with something super basic from that definition. If you got inconsistent need fulfillment, let's give you the opposite. Let's start with consistently fulfilling your own needs. Now, the obstacle to this is that most anxious preoccupied individuals want their partner or their family member or their friends or somebody outside of them to fulfill their needs. They will usually tell me in sessions that it doesn't feel good for themselves to fulfill those needs. They usually have a lot of stories in their head stating something like, it only feels good if my partner does it. We should be in relationship, and it's good for me to have needs, and everybody has these needs. And 100%, we all have needs. However, think about it this way. Say, for example, you were not able to feed yourself, and somebody would have to come to your house every single day and spoon feed you, put the food in your mouth. Now imagine something happened to that person. They got sick, their car broke down. It was the pandemic. Something happened where they couldn't come to your house. How would you feel not being able to feed yourself? Wouldn't that cause you a lot of anxiety? Wouldn't you be preoccupied with constantly thinking about this person, your feeder, and preoccupied with their health, what they are doing in their life? Anything that happens to them would mean that your life is also threatened. And this is exactly what happens with need fulfillment if we only outsource this to other people. It makes us feel extremely vulnerable. Past the general vulnerability where we want to share and open our hearts, it makes us feel unsafe in the world. It makes us feel less powerful. And therefore, it is so important that the anxious preoccupied individual learns how to do the opposite of what they want and learns how to fill their own cup. Now, the needs for the anxious preoccupied individual is big time connection. So you might think, okay, how do I fulfill my own need for connection? Isn't connection something that I share with other people? 100% it is. But when that connection is inspired by anxiety and clinginess, a lot of the time you're not really getting the fill of connection. So you want to connect to pacify your anxiety. And even when you are with your partner or your friend, your mind is preoccupied with clinging to that and the fear of losing it. Notice your thoughts. there is this undercurrent of constant craving more connection. Even if you are with your partner, you might still be thinking, do they love me? Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Are they going to leave me? You might be seeking reassurance all the time. And this is making you feel more anxious and more vulnerable in the situation. So the first step is to learn how to connect with yourself, because that connection was lost. So you need to re-establish a connection between you, your emotions, or you can call it your inner child. I like that picture of the inner child because it makes me think like that little girl that didn't receive the parenting that I wanted when I was growing up. I can literally just hold that child in my mind's eye. I imagine holding that child, and I imagine taking care of her and giving her what she really needed. At first, this reparenting process might feel very uncomfortable and very challenging because you do not know how to fulfill your own needs. So what I suggest is going to my website, getting the free resource needs list, and sitting with those needs and putting it into tables. And if you want to create a worksheet for you, just comment down below and I will do that and put it on my resource tab as well. Or you can do that in like an Excel or a Google Sheet or just in your journal. On the one side, write what are the needs that you have circled that are extremely important to you. Then, if you want to do a little bit more work with this, write down which of those are like the 5 most important ones. If you can pick. If you're not used to fulfilling your needs, then you might notice that there are lots of needs that are being unfulfilled and you have no idea how to deal with them. And from there, start to create strategies in the next column about like, how can I fulfill this need by myself? So when I need to connect with somebody and nobody is available, what do I do? Because moments like that happens. You get into anxiety often. So what you can do in those moments is connect with yourself. Okay, that inner child needs connection. They need pacifying. They are the ones that need love. How can you do that for yourself? Through meditation, through journaling, through taking a walk, taking a bath. How can you fulfill that need of connection by yourself? And then write down all of those action steps and put it into your calendar. Do this regularly. If you had a child, you wouldn't just think about taking care of the child when it cried. You would take care of the child 24/7, 365 days without a stop. And this is the amount of self-care that you need to turn into yourself. The next part is communicating those needs with a partner in ways that they can hear. Often, anxious, preoccupied individuals communicate their needs in ways that are aggressive or critical because they already assume that I have to fight for my needs. I'm not going to get my needs met. So they already approach their partner with a lot of sadness, with a lot of desperation. And then their belief that their needs don't matter gets reaffirmed by the response they get from their partner. So the next step is, it's going to be a lot easier to do this step once you start fulfilling your own needs, to ask your partner in ways that are a lot more inviting and warm. Instead of saying, you know what, you're never at home, you don't call me, you don't care for me. Instead of that, tell them what you do want. And tell them, you know what, it feels so good when you come home early. And if you don't, I really enjoy it when you just let me know so that I can plan my day. Can you feel the difference? These different responses or these different requests will get a different response, and then you will start to feel cared for. So try that. I'm going to leave you here and just take this bite-sized little bit of fulfilling your needs. Go to my website, get the resource sheet, the needs sheet, and find ways to fulfill your own needs. You will see that that will balance your emotions, right? You can even get the emotions list and you can track when I feel lonely, because when I feel lonely, I need connection, because every single emotion is a signal that there is an unmet need. And therefore, you will start to know how to emotionally regulate yourself, which is a very big part of healing the anxious, preoccupied attachment style. And you will see when you do this, that anxiety and panic that you feel from your abandonment wound being triggered is lower, because you know that you can fulfill your own needs. You will start to feel a lot more confident. You will start to feel a lot less clingy. And you, by asking and communicating your needs in more positive ways with your partners, is going to give you more need fulfillment, more love, and more connection, and more safety and freedom in your life. So try that. Let me know how it goes. Let me know below if you are going to try it or if you need any more explanation on this, and I will gladly do that. Thank you for being here on this channel, for watching these videos and subscribing and sharing. You have no idea how much it means to me, and it inspires me to create more. Till I see you in the next one. Big love.